Hello F1 fans, are you ready for some high-speed drama? Hold on tight because Formula 1 is heating up and tensions are running high. The FIA just dropped a bombshell by announcing last-minute changes to the DRS zones ahead of the Miami Grand Prix, leaving drivers like Max Verstappen absolutely furious. The Red Bull Racing star didn't hold back in expressing his opinion, and now the racing world is buzzing with speculation about how this sudden change will affect the upcoming race. So prepare to rev your engines and join us as we dive into the latest developments in Formula 1. So before we go deep in today's topic, let us explain the DRS in Formula 1 racing. So the drag reduction system, commonly known as DRS, is a hot topic in the high-speed world of Formula 1. If you're unfamiliar with this technological wonder, let us explain in today's video. DRS is designed to provide drivers with an additional speed boost on specific areas of the track. The basic concept of DRS is simple. When a driver is within 1 second of the car in front of them, they can activate the DRS system. This will open up a flap on the rear wing, reducing drag and helping the car go faster. However, DRS can only be used in specific areas of the track known as DRS zones, which are marked by 2 lines. The FIA, the governing body of F1, has the authority to modify the DRS zones before each race, considering track layout and other variables. This sparked the latest controversy in the Formula 1 community as the FIA decided to shorten the DRS zones before the Miami Grand Prix. Now you know what DRS zones are in F1 and how they work, so this is how we keep you updated with the terminologies used in Formula 1, along with the latest news, so show us some support by liking this video. Let's dive into the FIA's controversial decision and Max Verstappen's reaction, the world's beloved driver. So once again, we need your attention. The FIA has made a last-minute change ahead of the Miami Grand Prix, and it's caused quite a stir among the drivers. The governing body of F1 recently announced that they would be making changes to the DRS zones, which has resulted in mixed reactions from the drivers. Let's delve into the controversy and see what's been happening. Red Bull's Max Verstappen, a vocal critic of DRS in the past, acknowledged that the shortened DRS zones would make no difference to him since his car is much faster than the rest of the grid. However, he also pointed out that the issue with overtaking is not just the DRS zone's length, but also the car's stiffness and weight, making it harder to follow closely and take different lines. Verstappen stated, "I would prefer, of course, that we could race without DRS, but that's impossible. If the car is faster, it doesn't really matter how long the zone is, and you will get the car ahead." He further mentioned that overtaking can still be difficult in certain situations due to the car's weight and suspension, even with DRS. Probably now, with people finding more and more downforce in the cars, it probably becomes a bit harder to follow as well. On the other hand, Lando Norris of McLaren, whose car is one of the slower ones on the straights, praised the use of DRS and stated that they need every chance to have the fight with the other teams. Although more downforce could make racing harder, Norris pointed out that many other elements can help overtake, including the ability to take curbs and varied lines, which are not achievable with the vehicles currently in use. The changes to the DRS zones have been met with a mixed response overall, with some drivers claiming that it is not the solution to the problem of unsafe overtaking. Verstappen's comments have shed light on the ongoing debate regarding the use of DRS and whether it is actually necessary for today's Formula 1. Although some drivers such as Norris believe that slower teams must compete, Verstappen believes that the cars themselves have a more significant impact on how difficult it is to pass other drivers. So there you have it folks, the FIA's last-minute decision to alter the DRS zones has stirred up controversy among the drivers, with differing opinions on whether DRS is a viable solution for overtaking in F1. But have you noticed the FIA is doing it more habitually? The FIA's history of introducing last-minute changes to Formula 1 rules and regulations can cause frustration among teams and drivers. Recently, the announcement of changes to the DRS zones before the Miami Grand Prix received mixed responses from drivers, with some feeling disadvantaged due to the lack of time to adapt their strategies. The FIA's authority to implement changes that could significantly affect individual races or even whole seasons highlights their influence in the Formula 1 community. While some believe that the FIA should exercise caution when implementing changes, others feel that it is their responsibility to keep the sport fresh and exciting for drivers and fans alike. Striking a balance between these priorities is crucial for the FIA to maintain Formula 1's position as the pinnacle of motorsport. Max Verstappen, the defending Formula 1 champion, had a frustrating practice session at the Miami GP thanks to an issue with his headrest. The Dutch driver was visibly angry, and his complaints are audible over the team radio. "Mate, my fucking headrest again. I'm just stuck all the time in my head," he yelled to his race engineer. This wasn't the first time that Verstappen had experienced problems with his headrest, as a similar issue occurred during the previous weekend in Baku. Verstappen's headrest problem prompted the FIA to investigate the state of his car, but no significant issues were found. Nonetheless, during the practice session in Miami, a technical representative for the FIA was spotted conducting a thorough inspection of the Red Bull garage to ensure that all safety procedures were followed. As the tension mounted during Max Verstappen's frustrating practice session in Miami, the experts at Sky Sports were quick to speculate about the possible causes of his recurring issue. Anthony Davidson, a seasoned commentator with a wealth of knowledge, suggested that the tether attached to the back of Verstappen's harness device might be to blame. If the tether became hooked, it could temporarily obscure the champion's driver's views and cause him immense irritation. As Verstappen's frustration boiled over, the commentator's insights added to the intrigue and excitement of the race, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner, later confirmed that the tether was indeed the source of Verstappen's problems and that they were working on a solution as quickly as possible. Although Verstappen's frustration was understandable, his problem paled compared to accidents suffered by Charles Leclerc, which caused severe damage to his Ferrari. Despite these setbacks, Verstappen remains one of the top contenders for the Miami GP, and fans are eagerly anticipating a thrilling race. So what could be expected from the Miami Grand Prix race, and what do Red Bull and Max Verstappen think to achieve? Let's briefly talk about it. Red Bull Racing and Max Verstappen are poised for a dominant performance at the Miami Grand Prix, oozing confidently and positively. After a lackluster outing in Azerbaijan, Verstappen is raring to go and set the track ablaze during Friday's practice sessions. He put up a scorching time of 1:27.930, surpassing his rivals in every sector, leaving them in his dust. His closest challenger, Carlos Sainz, was a distant 0.385 seconds behind, with Charles Leclerc almost half a second adrift. The RB19's incredible top speed of 341 km an hour has given Red Bull a significant edge over other teams. The team's straight-line speed is almost unbeatable, enabling them to make overtakes using the DRS easily. Although Ferrari has a fast car for qualifying, their race pace is nothing compared to Red Bull's. Mercedes is also falling short of Red Bull in terms of top speed, with only Lando Norris from McLaren keeping up with the top teams over one lap. Verstappen's long runs during practice were also a second faster than his nearest rival on the same tyre, indicating that Red Bull's race pace is unmatched. While Ferrari's Carlos Sainz appears to be in better shape than his teammate Leclerc, Mercedes' performance seems promising compared to Ferrari, even though Leclerc's crash hampered them. Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso matched Sainz's times on the hard tyre. Still, Verstappen's teammate, Sergio Perez, is also a serious threat and has his eyes set on the Miami Grand Prix championship. In a nutshell, Red Bull Racing and Verstappen are in prime form to take control of the Miami Grand Prix weekend, with Ferrari emerging as their closest contender. Mercedes is also a contender, but they need to catch up at top speed. With the race format keeping fans on the edge of their seats, we can be sure that the Miami Grand Prix will be a nail-biting experience, with position changes happening in milliseconds. Don't blink or take your eyes off the track for even a second. The FIA's last-minute changes to the Miami GP practice session frustrated Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing. However, they remain confident in their abilities to come out on top and dominate the race. With Max and Hamilton going head-to-head in the upcoming race, fans can expect an exciting and thrilling event full of twists and turns. Regardless of the outcome, Max and Red Bull will continue to push the limits and strive for excellence throughout the season. So that's all from today's video. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the fiery action of Max Verstappen over the FIA's last-minute changes and his team's determination to come out on top at the Miami GP 2023 to keep their dominant position. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on all the latest news from Formula One. Now, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight, and get ready for the Miami GP race. See you soon with another exciting video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.